Good day everyone, this is 007 First Light, a new James Bond game being developed by IO Interactive, the same team behind the Hitman franchise. An announcement trailer has just been released, so let's take a look at it and see what it's all about.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain.
Wow.
He was 11 years old.
Wow.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority, same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
It's M, isn't
All
it?
in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
Oh yeah, it has to be now.
And I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway.
Nice.
It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
So young.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are?
Money
I
Penny?
think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
It has to be Q. Oh, that's Q for sure now.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
Pickpocket.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
009? Nice.
Jet lag. Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom.
Oh, a laser watch.
Hell with that.
Oh, and Aston Martin? Ooh.
Tell me, what do you do, James? Lately, headhunting.
Ooh, Tropical Island, classic. Ooh, classic turn around and shoot. Would they have their, in the beginning of the movies, the classic walking across the screen, shoot down the gun barrel? Oh,
Suppose this is another...
alligator torture as usual. Nice. Next year though, gotta wait, but yes, get to see some gameplay a bit later on. Sweet. So first off, I'm gonna say this definitely looks exactly as I imagined. Being an IO interactive game, it's going to be compared to the Hitman series, and I really enjoyed the Hitman series for the stealth gameplay, and 007 First Light does seem to be in a very similar style. The graphics looks very similar, the movement and what we've seen through the cutscenes, it's quite similar. I did say during one of my streams beforehand is that if they took the Hitman games, kind of polished it up and put on a coat of paint in a James Bond world or James Bond likeness, I'll be happy with the outcome, because you can see how the two franchises will overlap one another. Hitman, being stealth-like, doing secret missions, and James Bond in the same vein as well. So I found some information online about the story of 007 First Light. It says, follow James Bond as a young, resourceful, and sometimes reckless recruit in MI6's training program, and discover an origin story of the world's most famous spy. After a heroic act, young naval air crewman James Bond is offered to join the newly revived 00 program. But when a mission to stop a rogue agent ends in tragedy, he must join forces with his reluctant mentor Greenway to expose a deep conspiracy and stop a looming coup at the heart of the state. So we have an idea of the story, which involves a rogue agent. Now, if you know the James Bond movies, especially the Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig eras, there always seems to be someone betraying MI6 or James Bond. so it seems like a good choice to stick to that successful formula for this game. I guess it would be a bit too much for the rogue agent to be 006, just like in the GoldenEye movie. Another bit of information: go silent or go loud. Whether fighting with fists or firepower, using gadgets to infiltrate, or bluffing your way past guards, the approach is entirely up to you. This is something I'm looking forward to playing in the game. I can choose to either go silent or go loud. I love this aspect in video games, where I have the choice in how exactly I want to proceed. If I go silent, I will likely encounter less resistance from the enemy, but it may take longer. And if I go loud, it will mean attracting unwanted attention, or I could possibly complete objectives quickly instead. It's all up to me on how I want to play the game. It does mention bluffing your way past guards. I wonder if that means wearing a disguise. In this trailer, Bond does dress up as what appears to be a hotel worker. But will it be like Hitman, where I'll be able to dress up as anyone if I steal their clothing? I think that might be a bit too much for James Bond. Maybe when they say bluffing, it involves some kind of dialogue choices to be made, as long as I have the right credentials. I don't know what exactly it means, but I look forward to finding out. Here is something I'm really excited for. Test your skills and replay your favorite missions with additional modifiers for endless espionage fun. It's been a while since I played Hitman World of Assassination, but I remember you could replay missions and there would be certain requirements or restrictions on how to complete the objectives. Maybe you have to take out a target with a particular weapon, or maybe you cannot be spotted by the enemy. If 007 First Light has that replay ability, you could spend a lot of time playing the game. And what if it also had the Freelancer mode from Hitman? Freelancer is the single player mode that introduces roguelike elements, strategic planning, and a customizable safe house. Imagine being James Bond, where you have been assigned to eliminate enemies, but you need to first identify who they are before doing so. That would be pretty cool, and another way to add to the longevity of the game. And one more thing has got me thinking now. They could also introduce some well-known villains from the James Bond franchise into the game, such as Jaws and Oddjob. If they have them in a campaign in some way, that would be great. But what if for mission modifiers, they were tasked with taking you out? That would bring a whole new level of gameplay to 007 First Light. Not only do you have to complete the mission, but you need to avoid getting killed by one of the villains. It just seems the possibilities of this game is endless. Maybe I'm imagining too much just from this trailer. I would love to see this game offer more than just a campaign, and once you've finished it, that's it. I would think the James Bond universe has a lot to offer with its legacy that has lasted for over 60 years. After watching this trailer, it's got me hyped for this game. I feel it's going to be quite cinematic, given that it's James Bond, and I believe it could have the makings of becoming a well-known franchise in the gaming world, especially with it being an origin story. The world's most famous spy is finally getting a game after all these years, and I can't wait to see more of it in action. Thanks for watching everyone. If you're new, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.